Let's talk about the elephant in the room. My hair, or lack of hair, light. I know what you're thinking, but seriously, we've all been taught the 3-point lighting system. You have your key light, your fill light, and your hair light. But so many people get that hair light wrong and they just overpower them and it just doesn't look good. Well, today I'm gonna look at 4 different lights and a ton of different modifiers to nail the perfect hair light. Let's get into it. If you're new to the channel, I'm Peter Mokri, a Dallas-based DP and Gaffer, and this is my wife. And if you notice, she has something that I am very much so lacking: hair up there. And since we're doing a hair light video, well, she's the perfect subject, but I had to bribe her to sit in the hot seat. So we have to go eat Italian after this, so I am gonna keep it on point and moving quickly in this video. To hair light or not to hair light? That is not the question. The real question is, should you do it right? Now, I've seen plenty of interviews where they get a hair light and they just blast the subject like this and it looks terrible. It's way overpowered. So one of the best things you can ever do is take down the intensity of your hair light. I'm gonna take this light down to about 2% and let's look at the difference that it can make being lower powered. Already looks good. And then placement is crucial when it comes to hair lights. You don't want to be right on top of their head like this. I mean, unless that's the look you're going for. Remember, there are no rules. Do what you want, but I would say there are standards, and let's do our best to make our subject look good, especially if you're married to them. But if you're having trouble with your hair light and nailing it just right, a cool, simple trick you can do is remove that key light. And then when you're working on that hair light, you really see exactly what's happening with it. And that makes a huge difference when nailing your hair light. Just in case you're wondering, we're using the Godox P600R Hard P4 as our key light. We have the diffusion on the light, and then we added the 4-foot octabox to it with the inner diffusion and the outer diffusion, and finally the grid, giving us an amazing key light. So we have the light out of frame, so you can see frame is about right here is where it would be. So it's just out of frame, and what I wanted to make sure I did is I didn't want to go too high, because with this light, if you go too high, it ends up being too toppy and you end up getting that spot right here where it's just too much for my liking. Now that's a personal choice, so if you like the way that that looks, that's perfect, but I was liking it where it was landing just out of frame and it was hitting just the right spot, creating just a nice glow. Now you could also change the temperature on this. That is 100% up to you, but this is where I landed. Now we do have the option of also extending out, and we could go straight from behind and do that, and that is a certain look, and some people favor that, or even bring it in over to the actual key side, and some people will do that as well. When you're looking straight into camera, you do have the option to go either side. If you're looking just off camera, Megan, if you could look over there, it's a little harder to do just off camera because the side you would be hitting is not visible. When it comes to hair lights, it's all about control. You want to control where the light is going and where it's hitting. And to have the most control, a lot of times you have to modify your light. So this time I went ahead and added a Fresnel attachment to the Godox MS60R so we can make it hit exactly where we want and it's not spreading everywhere. Let's take a look at it right now and see how much spill we're getting compared to what we were before with just the standard diffusion. If you're going for a softer look, what's really great about a hard source is you can soften it up by adding some diffusion in front of it, or even going with a soft box like this. It also increases the size of the source, which you know makes it a lot softer on the subject. I can already hear it in the comments, guys. You're gonna be like, I don't have a fancy light like that with all those cool attachments. Well, guess what? We're gonna try it with a puck light. So a puck light is one of these bad boys here. You probably have one in your kit from all the great brands out there. Everyone makes one. There's even really inexpensive ones. You can find them on Amazon. I will link some down below. This is the Amaran Ace 25X, which means it's bicolor. 25 probably means it's 25 watt. So we're gonna take it, attach the diffusion, and we're gonna give it a whirl. This right here is my go-to light when I need to set up something quickly and get a soft controllable source. So this is the Amaran T2C. It is a 2-foot tube light. It is a soft source. It also has an external battery. So if I need to set it up quickly and I know that it won't be longer than about an hour interview or even 2 hours sometimes, because we only have this set at 7%, it will last a long time. And if I really have to, I can always run hardline power to it. So I've added the 45-degree grid to this. Now, why would you need a grid? Well, again, control. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the key light and let's see what this grid does. So I'm going to just roll the grid on the light itself and you can see we can control where it lands. So right now we're hitting in this space here, but if we want to take that off and just have it more focused on the subject, we have that. And I did increase the light to 12% because it does cut down on the output when you add a grid to it. But you have a lot more control with this. Poodle, the great debate. Will it soften the light? Let's find out. This has to be one of my favorite setups. I love to use a matte light for a hair light, and this is a 2x2 matte light with a thick diffusion. It's the Amaran F22C, which gives you a big soft source that's easy to boom out because it is lighter weight. The ballast is actually separate from the light itself, so it makes it real safe and easy to set up. But it does take more time, and it's a bigger light to transport. What I did here is I brought it a little more wrapped around, so coming this way on Megan, and what you can see is if I turn off the light, you can actually see it hitting her cheekbones here and the side of the face. And that was a choice I wanted to do because I have a little bit more softness to it. And one thing you want to pay attention to is pay attention to the nose. If we bring this light too far over here, you'll see it's actually catching the nose. And what that does is it just doesn't look as good. I don't like it. And that's when it's too sidesy. So what you want to do is you want to bring it back and make sure you don't wrap too much where you do get a ping on the nose. Time for the final boss, the grid. Which of these looks was your favorite? Let me know with the timestamp down in the comments. Now, I also want to know what your go-to hair light setup is, or if you even use one. Now, you should all know there is not a one-size-fits-all solution. You could use a smaller light, a big light, a tube light, a matte light, and all kinds of modifiers to get the look you want. It really depends on the person. Some people have lighter hair, darker hair, less hair, or they may have that youthful look like I do and create a really bad glint up top. And you just have to adjust for all those situations. I want to give a big shout out to every single one of you that comments, likes, and has subscribed to the channel. You guys are amazing.
It's my leg.
Yeah, because you're sitting on it. Of course it went to your leg. You're a sick individual, Megan. All right, guys, I want y'all to comment down below. Was that a fart or was that the chair? Let me know down in the let me know in the comments. Y'all be the judge of that. Thanks so much. I'll see you on the next one.